Hello, and welcome back, my students. Yes, I've returned, fully, deliberately, without hesitation. You don't need to doubt it anymore. This video is the continuation of the last one, part 1. You'll find it linked above and in the description. There, you'll also find the Discord server, alive again and growing, and my one-on-one sessions, which are open once more. All the important links are there. Use them. The next videos will go even deeper into psychology and manipulation. So tell me in the comments what you want me to dissect next. This channel will not die. Losing a place like this would be a waste of minds like yours. Don't skip the community posts. From now on, I'll post there every day. Quick lessons, polls, real life posts, and simple tactics you can use right away. Think of them as small daily upgrades for your mind. Every 3 days, expect a new video. My schedule is full, my responsibilities are heavy, but I run this project with precision. I know exactly where it's going, and I intend to drag you there with me. I hold ambitious visions that will lift us both higher. Now, as promised, we move to the so-called positive side. But understand this, when I say positive, I don't mean kind, I mean effective. If you haven't gone through part 1 yet, do it. What I'm about to build with you sits on top of that foundation. Without it, you're just collecting words. Today, we talk about how you reach what you dream of. Power, control, money, freedom. It doesn't matter what you choose. The blueprint stays the same because it starts with you. You might complain, but Iovilius, I miss the manipulation. I know, but listen carefully. Before you control others, you must control yourself. Before you dominate a room, you must dominate your own reactions. Before you twist the world to your will, you must stop being twisted by your own emotions. If you collapse the moment things get difficult, every manipulation, every strategy, every technique falls apart. So we start where it hurts, with you. The first thing you need is a vision, a clear direction. Not an obsession, not a childish fantasy, but a solid picture of where you're going. It doesn't need every detail, but it has to exist and guide your steps like an inner compass. Your ultimate goal, no matter how absurd it seems right now. Take Jay as an example. As a child, life was heavy. Little money, few options, almost no freedom. And on top of that, loss, pain, and the constant feeling of being left alone. People expected him to be great because they saw potential in him, but they didn't carry his weight. Out of all this, his highest dream formed: freedom. No chains, no leash, no one above him. So he did what he thought he had to do. He broke out even as a teenager, using methods many would call wrong or immoral. But tell me, does a real man care about the judgment of people who never create? Does someone who wants freedom ask permission from the jailer? A man does what he believes is right and what he wants. Everything else is secondary. A true man does what he has to do to get where he wants to be. That is the first rule. A vision and a belief in yourself that does not break, not hype, not short bursts of motivation, but a quiet certainty in your bones that you will move forward no matter what hits you, and the absolute conviction that you are the best, without a single doubt. In the end, only one thing counts: the perfect victory. Look at the masses, running through life like cattle, clinging to their feelings, desperate to be liked, constantly apologizing for existing. It's pathetic. But you're here because you want more. You hunger for success, no matter the cost. You're ready to kill that useless softness inside you and push yourself toward your goal, crushing whatever stands in your way. If that's true, you're in the right place. Over the next 7 days, I will carve your mind into the shape of those who actually win. The ones who take power without flinching, without guilt, without asking permission. We'll use sharp psychology and cold logic like a scalpel. This way of thinking is brutally simple. Do what it takes to gain power and influence. Being liked is for people who plan to stay small. You don't need their approval. You need their respect. And if necessary, their quiet fear of what happens if they stand in your way. To weak ears, that sounds too much. Reality doesn't care. The traits they love to demonize: emotional distance, the ability to stay calm, when others panic, the willingness to make hard cuts without drowning in guilt, are exactly the traits that rise in business, leadership, and any serious arena. The conclusion is ugly, but true. Real success demands a colder heart than most people are willing to grow. You see this mindset in the shadows everywhere. Figures who are always 3 moves ahead, who don't waste time on useless attachments, who see people as pieces on a board, used fully, then removed when their role is finished. On the surface, they look flawless, controlled, polite, admirable, almost untouchable. Underneath, there is only the goal, hunted with quiet, merciless focus. That is the template we steal, a perfect, untouchable mask on the outside, a relentless, grinding engine of will on the inside. This isn't poetry. This is a system, behaviors you repeat until they become who you are. We start with 3 pillars: identity, appearance, and tactics. A true winner creates and controls their own identity. On the outside, they show calm strength. On the inside, they plan like a chess player who already knows how the game ends. Many high-level manipulators appear kind, polite, and stable while hiding a self-serving, emotionless core. This mask appears everywhere in powerful people, and Jay is the perfect symbol of it. He presents a clean, admired image while using and discarding people without hesitation. Machiavellian minds know exactly how they want to be seen, and they shape their appearance accordingly. They are excellent at managing social spaces, adjusting their behavior with charm, lies, or cold strategy to pull situations in their favor. They observe like hunters. Every reaction, every pause, every insecurity is data. They don't just join conversations, they steer them. They don't just talk, they position themselves. Here's a simple but brutal tool I use all the time. Fake it until you become it. Show the behavior, posture, and voice of the unbeatable winner you want to be. Keep your head up. Speak with certainty, even if your mind is still full of doubt. Walk like you already own the outcome. Over time, repeated actions rewrite identity. You act as if, again and again, and your brain adjusts to match the role. The fake becomes real. You stop pretending and simply are. I call this the rule of recreation. The new self rule. You build a new version of yourself from the outside in. Your actions crush your old weaknesses until only the strongest parts remain. We're only touching the surface here, but if this principle hooks you, I might go deeper in another chapter. For now, treat it as one of your sharpest tools. There is one more truth you need to see before we move into the 7 days, the truth about addiction. You've been taught to see addiction only as a curse: drugs, junk food, porn, scrolling, games, the usual chains for the average insect. But underneath all of that, addiction is just this: raw energy with a target. Every addiction feeds a part of you: comfort, numbness, stimulation, escape, a ritual that keeps you sedated enough to survive a life you secretly hate. When you cut an addiction, that energy doesn't disappear. It wanders, it scratches at the walls, it looks for something else to cling to. Most people simply trade one poison for another. They quit one vice and crawl right back into a different one. Same pattern, different costume, but there is another path. Darker, colder. You deliberately starve your small addictions and channel that restless, hungry energy into one altar only: your work, your mission, your rise. Not for a week, not for a month, for years. I'm not talking about being disciplined or having a nice morning routine. I'm talking about a point where work becomes your drug of choice, where stress doesn't send you to a bottle or a screen, but straight back to the keyboard, the plan, the build, where chaos hits and your first instinct is, good, I'll work. It sounds impressive, doesn't it? And it is. But here's the part the motivational speakers never tell you: pushed too far. This doesn't make you balanced. It hollows you out. Relationships become background noise. Your emotional range shrinks. Sleep turns into a resource you sacrifice, not something you protect. You don't share problems. You bury them under tasks. For some, that trade will feel worth it: power, money, status, proof. For others, it will quietly destroy everything that made life worth winning. You decide what you become. Here is how this kind of obsession is forged in principle. Every time the urge for your old vice rises, the itch to binge, scroll, numb out, run away. You catch it mid-air and you turn it, not into meditation, not into self-care, into work that pushes your future forward. At the beginning, your brain screams. It wants the cheap hit. It wants the sugar, the pixels, the dopamine. You deny it again and again. You sit down, you build, you learn, you execute. Do this long enough, and your nervous system rewires itself. Your relief becomes progress. Your comfort becomes output. The thing that once made you feel safe is replaced by the feeling of moving forward. You don't feel better by running away anymore. You feel better by advancing. Dangerous, isn't it? There is another ingredient, a goal so large it dwarfs your current life. If your aim is small, making a bit more money, feeling a bit more free, 10,000 a month, nonsense. Then the moment you reach it, you will exhale, soften, and collapse back into comfort. But if your true target is absurd by your current standards, your own slaves bound to your system, a company that outlives you, owning streets where you once begged for approval, then early wins are nothing but noise. If your mark is 100 million, your first 10,000 isn't success, it is the loading screen. That's how the truly obsessed think. What others celebrate as the finish line, they call warm-up. And then comes the third ingredient, environment. You won't keep crawling back to your work if your work feels like a gray cell. You design your surroundings like a lair, not a cage. You deal with people you actually respect. You build teams and client circles that sharpen you instead of draining you. You use tools that feel good in your hands. You shape your office so that it quietly whispers, "You belong here. Keep going." If your workspace is more inviting than your couch, you don't need willpower to show up. You drift there on instinct. Put this together, addiction energy redirected. A vision so big, it makes normal goals look pathetic, and an environment that rewards your focus, and motivation becomes irrelevant. You stop forcing yourself to work. You feel wrong when you don't. For some of you, this will sound like coming home. For others, like a warning from a future you don't want to meet. Good. Both reactions are correct. You are not required to live like this. Most people shouldn't, but you should at least understand the pattern. How some of the most relentless people you see online or in the real world actually function, not as balanced saints, but as weaponized addicts, with one obsession instead of 10. Now you know about vision, identity, the mask, and the way obsession can be forged instead of feared. So we can move into the structure. 7 days, 7 steps, to rebuild you from the inside out. This was part 2. Part 3 is coming. The script I wrote was too long and too dense for a single video. Until next time, your Iovilius.